So the speaker for today's webinar, I will introduce myself. My name is Céline. I'm the Regional Manager, Global Selling for Amazon. And today I'm really happy to share this session with our two partners, AusPost and WorldFirst. And I'm happy to introduce Jean and Ray, who will be explaining more on their offer to also help you getting started for your holiday season sales. So we will be sharing the time between the three of us, and make sure that you ask us any question that you have. So on my side, today what I want to cover, I just want to cover an overview of selling on Amazon first, just because we have some new sellers listening today. So I will introduce selling on Amazon on the first part, and then we will jump into the holiday season opportunity. I'll try to give you some tips to make sure that you're ready. And by the end, I'll give you all the links and tools to get started. So quickly on Amazon Global Selling, we have 11 marketplaces over the world. They are located in North America, where we have the American marketplace. We also have Canada and Mexico. We also have the European marketplaces where we have 5 countries unified in a single account, which are the UK, Germany, Italy, France, and Spain. And in Asia, we have 3 marketplaces, which are India, China, and Japan. So when we mention marketplaces, we actually refer to a consumer-facing website where you can order your product. So unfortunately, we don't have that in Australia. We do have an amazon.com.au, but that's only for Kindle and digital products at the moment. And I don't know when it's going to come to Australia. I hope very soon, yes. And 300 million is the number of our active customers, so they've been purchasing on our website in the last 12 months. So again, for our new sellers today, some benefits about selling on Amazon. You're definitely accessing a new sales channel, can be in a new territory. For example, for you based in Australia or New Zealand, that will bring you new customer located in a new market. You will benefit from an established and trusted brand, yeah, you'll be selling on the Amazon and using the Amazon brand to deliver your product. We will help you to simplify and scale your business over time. We will cover that a bit later. Using our Fulfillment by Amazon service as an example, we can help you deliver and fulfill all your orders within 2 days and free shipping for your customer worldwide. Something to remember for our new sellers today. So something to remember for our new sellers today is that in the US, mostly we see that customers are starting their purchasing journey on Amazon directly. What do you do to get started? Once again, for our new sellers today, you need to create an account. That's quite straightforward, and I'm going to give you the link later on. You'll need to list your product and make sure that everything is optimized. So we will cover that in the holiday tips later. That's really important to start with having great product content that will help you to drive traffic and convert your to convert your sales. Then we will be covering the sponsored product and how to promote your product on our platform. And the fourth one would be to start using Fulfillment by Amazon, which is a fulfillment service that helps you deliver your order within 2 days and free shipping within the US market. So for our new sellers today, how to create an account, that's pretty easy. You just have to go on our website, so make sure that you capture the link here, or we will also send a follow-up email later. Basically, you'll need to enter all your company information as well as a valid credit card so a payment option. Yes, that will take approximately 10 minutes to register for your account. Make sure that you directly register for sponsored product and FBA as well. We're going to cover that later. Listing your product. If you're a new seller, make sure that all your product are compliant with the local regulation where you want to be shipping your products. Make sure that you have pure white background for all your picture. You'll need at least one as a main picture on pure white background, at least 1,000 pixels so people can zoom into your listing. And then also a clear product description. We'll see later that you'll need bullet points, so like kind of a recap of your product description, as well as a full product description. Barcodes. So if you were to get starting tomorrow, do you need barcodes to sell on Amazon? It's a yes and no. So it depends your seller profile. If you are a brand owner, so you own your brand, we can register your brand on our system and you won't need to provide us any UPC or EAN barcode. If you're reselling an existing product and matching other ASIN, for example, you'll need to provide us a UPC number. Category, so we have some category that requires approval, so make sure that you know all the requirements before you get started, and we can help you we can help you for that. Basically all the categories like grocery, beauty, health and personal care, you would need to provide us some invoices for the authenticity of the product as well as the ingredients. So that will be a requirement to be able to sell in those categories. Another category could be clothing, apparel, where you will need to provide us some pictures of quality pictures of your product. Promoting your product on sponsor product, it's actually paid advertising on Amazon directly. So we help you to promote your product on our first page when someone is searching for your keywords. So make sure that you optimize those campaigns so that people can see and search for your product, and yeah, your product will be appearing on those first pages. That will help the shopper to discover more about your listing as well as your full selection. Fulfillment by Amazon. So this part, as I was mentioning earlier, is very important to your success and your sales on Amazon. That will help you to, so basically you'll be shipping your product to Amazon warehouse in the US, and then Amazon will be fulfilling the orders for you. We will be delivering to the customer within 2 days and free shipping. And more important, your product will become a prime product, which if you have been buying on Amazon, you'll know that prime products are very attractive, and our prime customers will actually be filtering offers by prime products only. Oops, sorry, it's going. So that's something to keep in mind. That's definitely something I would highly advise you to use because that's how people shop on Amazon, and that's the customer you really want to target for your product. During the holiday season, that's something that's very important because you can sell until the very, very last day. As you know, Christmas sales are going to be huge, and using fulfillment by Amazon, you can make sure that people can still order your product even 1 or 2 days before Christmas Day. So that's very important. Just a short announcement for the new FBA sellers, the new seller in general that are listening to us today. I think you've been aware of a new policy that Amazon has implemented. So basically for all new FBA sellers, meaning that everyone that hasn't been creating a shipment in their Seller Central account, they will not be able to ship their product before December 19 of 2016. This new policy is implemented to ensure that we can continue to provide excellent service to our existing sellers. So for the existing seller that are listening to us today, that's nothing to worry about because you've been creating shipment in the past. So you can still create shipment and keep shipping your products to Amazon warehouse. So there's no restriction at all for existing FBA sellers. This is only concerning the new FBA sellers. Not to worry for the new FBA sellers because that just means that you have time now to make sure that all your listings are compliant and well written, and then you're ready to ship your product on the 19th of December. Okay, so now we're gonna move on to the holiday season topic. So I just wanted to highlight some data for you very quickly to show you that there's a high potential during this season. Having been working for Amazon for a few years now, there's a huge spike for your sales coming in the next 2 months. So be ready for that. Make sure your inventory is ready, and if you're using FBA, make sure that all your product listings are perfectly described. So a few numbers about the digital spending in the past holiday season. Specifically in November and December last year, the number is $69.1 billion, which make a 13% annual gain versus the previous year. So there's a high opportunity for you here. We see that the growth is different depending on desktop and mobile, but definitely people are buying online for this holiday season. Is Amazon the right place for you to sell your product? Definitely. What you can see here is the traffic that is brought in our website, and which is nearly 6 times higher than our nearest competitor. So you're listening to the right channel. The past holiday season, so the past holiday season, Amazon's over-year sales growth rate was nearly 14 times the overall retail industry growth rate, including brick and mortar. So this is growing and you want to be part of it. So we are ready to help you for that. So during the last holiday season, like last slide on numbers, but just wanted to show you that we note 40% growth on the Cyber Monday, and we received order for more than 23 items during that day. So just for you to remember that in the US, we have several holidays that you need to be ready for. So we're going to cover that later. Definitely Christmas would be the biggest one for you, but make sure that you're also ready for the other one, which are coming in November. And then individual and businesses selling on Amazon sold more than 80% of Amazon customers worldwide who ordered a physical item. So that's numbers to keep in mind entering this high sales season. So as I was mentioning, we are talking today about holiday seasons. It's sometimes different than the holiday we are having in our country. So it's important to remember that in the US, 3 main holidays are actually coming. There is Black Friday on the 25th of November. There's also Cyber Monday, 28th of November. And then there's Christmas on the 25th of December. There's actually also for sellers concerned by Halloween. It's coming actually very soon. So you don't have much time to ship more inventory, but definitely make sure that all your product listings are ready for this peak season as well. So what to do and what to focus on as the holiday season is coming. As you're an existing seller, you've been experiencing some sales this year, but you have to be ready that your sales are going to grow super fast in the next few months. That's why I want to highlight a few tips on, the first one would actually be on first focus on the basics. You want to make sure that your account is 100% healthy and that you've done everything that's compliant to Amazon's rules. The reason why is we are monitoring very closely your performance, and you don't want to be blocked during those holidays, right? Knowing that it will take a few weeks to recover from that. So make sure that everything is in a good shape now. What do you need to do? You definitely need to monitor your seller account daily. We are sending you some notification about performance, so make sure that you read that on an everyday basis. Yes. Check your setting account and make sure that you click on the performance tab. So we have those tips are definitely not like detailed, but I invite you to watch all the video in Seller Central. I want to make sure that every day you check your performance rate and you check your 9 metrics like order defect rates, make sure that you reply to your customer on time. That will be very, very critical during this season. So please make sure that you monitor that every day. Prepare your inventory. So of course you don't want to be running out of stock during those few months. So make sure that you have prepared and ship all your inventory before the season starts. Actually, I would highly advise you, if you're an existing seller, to ship most of your inventory now, because the more we are going towards end of November and Christmas time, trucks will be queuing up in front of the fulfillment centers. So I want to make sure that all of you have shipped your product before that period. At least you're ready for the peak. We have selling coach reports. I think you might be familiar with this tool. So make sure that you check also on an everyday basis on the level of your stock. And we also give you some advice on when you will be running out of stock. So check that and make sure that you never run out of stock by replenishing consistently. My third tips, and I think it's one of the most important one, definitely create compelling product detail page. You don't want to be doing all the work of listing your product, driving traffic to your product. Like people are looking at your product, but they are not converting. They are not clicking on the buy box. They are not buying your products. So for that, you need to make sure that your product description is basically kind of perfect. You want to make sure that your buyer has all the information he needs to buy your products. We are talking about online customer. They have no way to touch and feel your product, so they need to know everything about your product. So make sure that you have at least 5 to 7 bullet points on the right of the picture, making sure that you have, like dimension, you have all the materials, any information that you want to provide to the customer. As well as having a proper title. So we have
Muted.
We have some
Unmuted.
Okay, sorry. So I'm going back to the title. The title is very important. The word that you'll be using in your title are also very important. So make sure that you have a compelling title as well. As the product description is also important, but I would definitely advise you to focus on pictures, making sure that you have at least, I would say at least 4 to 5 pictures showing different angles of your product, as well as a very attractive title. Once again, that's very important, and descriptive bullet points. Basically, that will help you in the future. Like, I know creating a great listing can take time, and sometimes you feel like, okay, I just want to start and later on I will improve my product listing. But actually, I'm advising you to do this the other way around, making sure that your product listing is very informative and that basically you have given all the information to your buyer. That will save you a lot of time in converting traffic, in sponsored products and everything. So make sure that that's perfectly done. Provide great customer service. So this time of the year, it's even more important than ever. Please respond promptly to all your customer emails. Give them, ask for feedbacks, and monitor your customer metrics very regularly. You want to make sure that you've replied to all their inquiries within 24 hours. And like a tips would be that you can also add a personal touch to your order. That's always something that customer like, especially during the holiday season. So you can also have a note for them. And if you have any problem with any order, I will highly recommend you to make sure that you return the product, or you're very reactive, replying to those customer problems. This time of the year, people want you to be very reactive. They want to get the product that they've seen on the page, and they want to have it on time. So that's very important for your metrics and also for your long-term strategy on Amazon. More about, so now that you have, review all your basics, so all the tips that we just covered, once everything is perfect, you can move on to promoting your product, right? So for that, we have a tool called Sponsored Product. Most of you are really familiar to this tool because that will help you to optimize your keyword and drive traffic to your listing. That's super important all year round, but this time of the year, you want to be very active on promoting your product, making sure that people are aware and they see your product. So what do you need to do? Basically, I think the most important one is as you start with sponsored product, we advise you to start with an automatic campaign where the system will be allocating you keywords. You should be running this automatic campaign for maybe about 10 days just to make sure that you've been listing all the keywords that the system will automatically be allocating you. After that, we advise you to move to a manual targeting where you will be selecting the performing keywords from the automatic campaign in your manual campaign, but you can add as well the keywords, like your personal keywords, because no one knows your product better than you. So you may want to add more keywords on the manual targeting one. Just a quick reminder as well, make sure that you've entered and optimized the search term in your listing. So in Seller Central, when you click on one of your product, make sure that you have entered enough search term in the search term category. Set competitive bidding. So popular keywords will be even more popular during the holiday season. So make sure that you scale your advertising spending accordingly. We have a tool that I'm going to present to you later to help you do that. And we also suggest some bidding. So you can find a table on Seller Central, you can download that table to have an idea depending on the category that you are selling. You can add low-performing search term such as negative keyword that can help you to increase your performance and to convert your product. Then you should evaluate the performance all the time of your sponsored product campaign so that you can adapt and you can improve the campaign on a daily basis. So I was mentioning about a tool that you can use. It's called Bid Plus. So basically that will help you to appear on the top search space. So the placement, on the page, your product will be appearing on the top of this page. So we see that the conversion is much higher when your product is appearing on the top. So that's what Bid Plus helps you for. So make sure that you check in Seller Central and activate this Bid Plus option. Now we are talking more about driving conversion. So if we go back to what we've been talking today, you've been very good at your basics, your product description and all the information, your performance. You've been promoting your products using the sponsored product feature. Now it's more on making sure that people are buying and clicking on the buy box, the buying button, right? They are there, they've seen your product, and you just want them to click on that button. What do you need to do for that? Make sure that your pricing is right. So you have to monitor consistently and you have to monitor your competitors' pricing as well. That's very important, especially during holiday season. Make sure that you're not missing any promotion that your direct competitor is doing, so that you can always offer competitive pricing to your buyers, to your customers. Offer promotions and free shipping. So holiday shoppers love promotion. So do not hesitate to have buy one, get one free, some promotion, discounts and coupons. That's something that works really well during the holiday season. That can trigger some more sales for you. And then you can also offer the gift services, so we can wrap the gift for them. That's very popular actually during the holiday season for buyers who are looking to add this special touch to their purchases. So that's an option that you can enable, and yeah, we really advise you to use that. Where can you find more information? Because today it was more about some tips that I can give you for your holiday season. I want to make sure that you know where to find like deeper information. So what we have is we have the Amazon Seller University, where you can find all the videos about each and every subject of what we've discussed today. You have session on setting up your sponsor product campaign, yeah, everything about preparing your first holiday selling season. So I advise you to check this link, so you can also access it directly on your Seller Central account. There is a search bar on the right of your screen. You can just type Seller University and you will have access to all those videos. There's a lot of content there that you can really easily watch and read, depending if it's a video or an article, but there's lots of information for you there. If you want to go deeper on your performance metrics, if you want to go deeper on the promotion, make sure that you watch those videos. So get starting now. Basically, what do you need to do? So for the new sellers that we mentioned earlier, there's a registration link if you want to create your Amazon account now. That's the first one. So as we were saying, it's a 10 minutes process where you need to enter all your credit card information. The good thing as well is you will access to your Seller Central account, where you can basically have all the content information. So that can be useful. Follow us on Facebook. We have a Facebook group that we update regularly. So if you want to have any updates, we will be posting more information in the next few weeks to help you prepare the holiday season. So make sure that you join our group and that you follow the news. If you want to contact us directly, so we have here a direct team that can help you prepare. So if you're a new FBA sellers, we can help you to prepare all your listing, creating compliant listings, getting ungated. So basically being ready before 19th of December, and so that you can ship all your product on that day. And for existing sellers, we can help you to optimize your product details and listings. So if you want to reach out directly to us, make sure that you contact us on globalselling-sea@amazon.com. We will be very happy to help you. So right now I'm just gonna hand over to Jean that will be explaining you all the offers from Australia Post to help you ship and help you with the logistic of your project. So yeah, Jean, if you're ready.
I am. Welcome everyone, and thank you, Celine. I am Jean, and I'm going to share with you today the information that Australia Post has to help you make the most of the opportunities to sell into North America at this very important time of year. First of all, North America is about a quarter of the $2 trillion US dollar opportunity in e-commerce, and at this time of year it's not uncommon for retailers to have 50% or more of their sales made over Thanksgiving and the Christmas period. United States is, from Australia Post's perspective, United States has the greatest volume and weight of together with New Zealand, of an export market. China is fast growing, but it's still third. Indeed, American basket sizes are the largest in the world. On average, Americans spend $1,804 online in a calendar year, making them an important market for online retailers. 80% of the US population aged over 15 currently buy online. terms of what Americans are buying from Australia, it may surprise you to know that fashion is still the major volume percentage by quite a considerable margin. We've seen growth also in cosmetics and pet care, which are probably the next fastest growing category, capitalising on Australia's clean green image. And the opportunity and incentive for Americans to buy online is growing. What we know is that shipments from abroad are becoming increasingly attractive for Americans, and key amongst that is the change when they increased the customs threshold from US $200 to US $800. This not only reduces the cost of shipping into, or cost of the item into the United States, it also increases the increases the speed of delivery into the United States and reduces the paperwork. It makes Australian products far more. Need to be aware, item up cosmetics, they are all available from the US. Now just a little bit of background, shipping from the United States and the world. We have built Australia Post, and there are two basic types. There's the business to the consumer. Australia Post your parcels from over here and ships them direct to the consumer's home in any destination country, tracked as it leaves the country, on landing and at delivery. The last mile delivery is done by USPS. And there is the business-to-business offering, which really suits FBA customers because it, as it is a bulk freight offer, which offers a business-to-business, door-to-door service. We collect it from your warehouse and factory and air freight it to the United States, where we facilitate customs clearance and payment of duties and book the delivery into the Amazon Fulfillment Centre for the time-slotted delivery. The important thing to note is that as we have multiple operations from every major state, every major capital city and state within Australia, multiple entry points into the United States, so that if there are any bank-ups or backlogs, we are able to route in a smart way around that. That can often speed your shipping times into the United States. And Australia Post and Amazon have joined together to offer Amazon sellers significant discounts offered into the United States. These rates are offered to customers who sell on Amazon exclusively, or offered to customers who have a contract with Australia Post regardless of spend. In particular, our very popular flat rate offers, such as the Pack and Track International rate for up to 2 kilograms for $23. Although the average, the delivery speed globally is in the range of 3 to 10 days, the average speed into the United States is 5 days. And the Express Courier International offer can be delivered in 2 to 4 days into the United States, and we're pleased to offer that rate of $30 for items up to 2 kilograms. Please note that unlike other carriers, flat rate really means flat rate. We don't apply any volumetric charges. There are no fuel or remote surcharges. This really gives you price certainty when you're selling online. It is our busiest time of year, and our magic elves have been planning their most efficient and industrial strength magic to get your goods into Amazon as quickly as possible and over to your customers. However, sometimes there are delays, and that can be for a number of reasons. It can be severe weather, including snowstorms, delays as with backlogs through customs, and with USPS. So what we do is we recommend that if you're sending up until the end of November, base your sending on our usual delivery times. But if you're sending in December for Christmas, then consider whether an express service is going to work better for you. Encourage your customers to order early, and of course you'll be able to ship without any delay. One thing that I can't stress enough is the importance of the correct information up front. Customs are very particular about the types of information that's included on the postage label or the bill of lading. You must be very, very careful when you complete that information. If you contact us at shipamazon@auspost.com.au, we'll assist you with all of our offers, including our bulk freight offer. So we offer low bulk freight rates to Amazon distribution centres. On the screen at the moment, you can see some examples of 100 kilogram shipments from Sydney, Melbourne and Brisbane, door to door, to some of Amazon fulfillment centres on the east and west coast of the United States. A minimum recommended shipment is 45 kilos, but if you're shipping more, it will on average cost you less. Please note that when exporting, it's important to become very familiar with the storage costs and the taxes, which can vary from state to state. From liftoff to Amazon Fulfillment Centre, if the documentation is complete and there are no customs or compliance issues, it takes about 7 days to deliver to Amazon. You can ship first without setting up an Australia Post account, noting that Australia Post will make disbursements on your behalf, including paying for your customs fees and bondage storage costs. However, we won't be able to deliver to the Amazon distribution centre until after the final funds clear the bank account, and any delays may also result in those additional costs. Hence, we do recommend that if you are going to replenish on a regular basis, that you set up an account first, because that just minimises all delays. We also ask for first-time exporters, we need to just advise that there is an aircraft carrier compliance requirement. Cargo needs to be held in Australia for 3 days before export. Also, on your first shipments, freight can only travel on cargo air. Your account becomes known to the customs and clearance personnel. We have great relationships in the United States and partner very closely with people such as the USPS and a number of other parties and marketplaces, including Amazon. In conclusion, I'd like to wish you the best as you grow your sales through Thanksgiving and Christmas. Remind you to send early to avoid delays. Be very careful with your customs documentation. and enjoy the bumper Christmas that's coming your way. Now to Ray from WorldFirst, who's going to talk to you about how WorldFirst are changing money. Thank you, Ray.
Thanks very much, Jean. Hi there, everybody. For those of you who don't actually know who WorldFirst are, we're a foreign exchange company and we actually help with international payments. So today I'm just going to talk briefly about your funds, how you're going to go about paying your international sellers and getting those hard-earned sales profits from your Amazon sales back onto Australian soil easily and cheaply. One of the aspects that WorldFirst actually do alongside this e-commerce account is we actually physically open up bank accounts in those countries that you're looking to sell in. So if you are looking to sell in the UK, Europe, or in China, etc., we can actually open up those bank accounts for you and you can make those sales globally and try to take advantage of the global holiday seasons. Now, please excuse this next slide, it might look a bit daunting, but in essence we're going to start on the right-hand top corner. Now most people will actually look at paying their overseas suppliers using the Australian bank. What we typically find is that a lot of people are paying as high as 4.5% of their product price when they're looking at doing those, paying the overseas suppliers. So in essence you're looking at paying your overseas suppliers for your products. You'll look at either shipping those through AusPost or directly to Amazon Fulfillment Center. You will start selling those US marketplace. From there, your marketplace, for example, Amazon, will pay you in a couple of methods. Now, one rule that most marketplaces have, or international marketplaces have, is that they'll pay you in the currency where you're selling those products. So a lot of our sellers, are based in Australia and New Zealand who are joining this webinar. They won't have access to a USD a USD bank account. So what typically then happens is that marketplace will then pay you in the currency where you're domiciled in. So in this case it'll be Australia or New Zealand. So they'll pay you directly USD into those accounts, and from there what actually happens is the banks actually take another 4.5% off of you. So all around you could be looking at paying as high as 9% just using those two services. Into play is what we do is we actually open you up a physical USD bank account in this case. Amazon will then pay directly into that USD bank account, and only when you're looking at transferring those fees out of that bank account will you look at incurring any further costs. Most of the payments when you are looking at paying are about 50 to 60% cheaper than the banks and those payment gateways that you sometimes have to use. From that account we can do a couple of things. We can either transfer those funds back into Australian dollars for you back here in Australia, or if you have another local based USD account, which is through your bank like CBA or HSBC, etc., WorldFirst can actually transfer a same currency payment USD into that USD payment, and you can actually make your payment to your suppliers from there. So that's just an overall savings throughout the e-commerce journey. Typically in US dollar payment, we'll probably be saving around $1,200 over those banks and payment providers that you have to use. Now, just briefly, the service that WorldFirst is actually offering. Now, as I said before, what we actually do is we actually open up physical bank accounts immediately in Europe, Japan, and Canada. So those are all local-based European accounts, so you can actually receive your payments in there from Amazon and other alternative marketplaces. You, of course, get your great exchange rates. And this is matched with our premium customer service by dedicated dealers who are experts in marketplace processes and selling. So there's always a friendly voice for you to pick up the phone and have a chat to. You have full access 24/7 where you can view your balances online and actually make international transfers in as simply as 3 clicks. The people can actually, the marketplaces that can actually, that we're allowed to receive payments into are up to, now this is, when I say marketplaces, this is, the likes of Amazon, based around the globe. You also get payment gateways and shopping carts that we can actually receive payments in from. So if you are selling in multiple countries and receiving a common currency like US dollar, you can put all those payments into one account, and it's just one easy reconciliation for yourself. These accounts are like bank accounts. They have holding funds facilities, so we don't just transfer the funds when they come in, and it basically means you can transfer those funds when the rate actually suits you. So if you think that the rates are great and you don't want to transfer funds and you want to hang around for a little bit, by all means you can do as you please. It is your bank account. You also get full access to all the foreign exchange services. So these are rate alerts. If you're looking for a specific rate to be hit, we can put orders in the market so that if you are sleeping and you want a certain rate to be automatically purchased, we can do that. And what is becoming quite popular at the moment, which I will talk about a bit later, is locking in your rates for up to 2 years. This is really an interesting protection of your profits. So if you just want to lock in those good rates, we can tell you what those rates are going to be in 60, 90, up to 2 years' time. Also with these bank accounts, you can convert your funds to Aussie dollars or pay your overseas supply same currency via your other USD bank account. Now we do have quite a few questions that do come around this festive season. So I'm just going to run through 2 or 3, should I say, frequently asked questions. So the first one that we have is, how can I protect my profits when offering discounts this Christmas period? So the Australian dollar is exceptionally volatile at present. The US elections are around the corner, with economists saying that Trump could actually cause the same shocks that what was seen with the Brexit. So Trump win could temporarily hurt the US dollar. Of course, this is great if you're importing from China in US dollars, but will be obviously offset with USD sales that you make from your sales online. The pound, for instance, we saw it have a 6% fall in a matter of a month. So this technically means that it's 6% off your bottom line. So what also we find now is many sellers offering large discounts during this holiday season. So if the market moves against you, this can actually. So pick up the phone, have a chat with us, but we can look at maximizing or minimizing your risks, should I say, by helping lock in your profits by securing a rate for a set date in the future. A lot of you also, when you're purchasing your products, you might put down a 30% installment payment now. At the end of the 3-month period, you might have to pay that extra 70%. So we can actually lock in that rate for you, so you know exactly what your budgeted price is going to be, so that if you are selling your products, you know exactly where you're positioned. And these basically protect you from any falls in currencies, and ideal if you're not going to be making payments immediately. The second question we get asked quite frequently is, can I pay my overseas suppliers directly in US dollars from my WorldFirst bank account? Now this is a regulatory issue at present, so providers, we all experience the same problem, so it's not as easy as it sounds just to implement. Currently paying suppliers directly from your e-commerce account is not possible, but we can look at workarounds and currently doing test payments in this area, so we should have an answer very soon when that will be turned on for all our clients. So at the moment with the solution, you can actually pay directly into your Aussie dollar bank account, and we will then pay your suppliers from Aussie dollars into US dollars. Alternatively, the workaround is that you go to your local bank, like CBA for instance. We do find that's the best when you are looking at opening up these currency accounts, and WorldFirst bank account will pay USD from our account, or your account should I say, into this other bank account. From there you can pay your overseas suppliers directly. But as I mentioned, we are looking at doing these ourselves through the current account. So if you do have any questions and want to know more details, please feel free to pick up the phone or email us and I'll give you a detail up. The last question that we get again is, how do I know I'm getting the best value on my foreign exchange payments? You can see a trend starting here. It's all around obviously saving money. One of the areas that we do like doing is offering savings to clients so they can use those savings, put it back into their business, into their stock, and continue with the business growth. So there are a handful of providers in this space, but not many have that give you the best of both worlds, so an e-commerce solution and a supplier payment solution like WorldFirst. So my suggestions are, check with your provider that what fees you are being charged and the exact exchange rates that you're being charged as well. Check whether these charges do vary on the size of the deal or if they're a firmly set rate as well. Check if this is a fixed rate going forward or if they're if what we call a honeymoon rate, where they'll just offer you a really great rate to win your business over and then start moving those margins out. So it is important to get clarity on exactly how they're going to be charging you. If you are looking at doing a price comparison, that's completely fine. It's a little bit tricky, obviously, with the markets moving consistently, so it's best to try and do those rates, those comparisons at exactly the same time or literally moments apart. And if you are shopping around, looking at other providers, ensure you speak to your current provider, as in most instances, they're very happy to explain the differences in the service offerings, and in most cases offer a price match guarantee or a price promise. Where they can actually match those prices. We're all aware that it is difficult and painful for many clients to move your foreign exchange accounts. It's updating Amazon, adding new beneficiary details onto your account, so it can be a little bit of a pain moving on. Like WorldFirst can be quite flexible in matching those prices that you are getting out there. That's just a little graph there, so you can look at what the pound versus the Aussie dollar was. So you can see it had moved quite heavily from about 1.77 down to 1.664, I think it was. So it's heavy market movements, and you can see how that can eat into your profits. Now my last slide for everybody, I am short and sweet today, but it's just a reminder we're offering some good discounts through Amazon and Australia Post. So that's any new WorldFirst sign-ups. You get your first payments into the WorldFirst account transferred completely free of charge. And any current clients that have attended this webinar as well, you receive a 50% discount on your transfer costs for the remainder of the month of October. Just a reminder, just mention that Think webinar, and our details are there for anybody who has any further questions. Now I am going to pass back to Celine, who's going to control the questions and answers going forward. Thank you very much, everyone.
Oops. Thank you very much for both of your presentation. So I can start answering some question about the Amazon presentation, and then later on maybe you can also answer all the questions that are regarding Australia Post and WorldFirst. So the first question I got was, is it too late to ship my stock to FBA, as well as is it concerning only the US market? So to reply to this question, is it too late to ship your stock to FBA? My answer is depending on your profile, right? So just as a reminder, if you're a brand new FBA seller, so that means that you have never created a shipment in your Seller Central account. Yes, actually this policy applies to you. So you won't be able to ship any quantity, and actually you won't be able to create a shipment in your Seller Central account until the 19th of December this year, 2016. And this is to ensure that we can, continue to provide excellent services to our existing sellers. So that's the first case. So remember, if you don't have, you have not created, a FBA shipment by now, it's too late. You need to wait until the 19th of December. But you can still prepare everything. So the product listing, you can optimize this product listing, work on your keywords, and also print the labels. So basically you can be ready to ship your product by 19th of December. Also, regarding the traffic of our website, the traffic is still really high in the few weeks following Christmas. So, you should definitely try to ship your product by 19 or 20 of December, so you can still enjoy this very, very high traffic of people shopping on our website. Is it concerning... Oh, sorry. So the second case, if you are an existing FBA sellers, right? So you have created a shipment before the new policy was implemented, and you have been shipping your products to FBA already. So this policy doesn't apply to you at all. So you can keep shipping your products on a regular basis until December. So that would not change of what you're doing today. So that's the second case. And for the question about is it only concerning the US or the rest of our marketplaces, For now, it's only concerning the US market. We don't have any information for the other marketplaces yet. Maybe I can take a second question. The question was, can I still offer free wrapping and free shipping during the holiday season? So definitely yes, that's a big yes, because that's even what we advise you to do. We were discussing about having promotion during your holiday season. That's really important, and that can drive traffic to your listings. So offering free wrapping, free shipping. So if you're an FBA sellers, the free shipping will be automatically implemented for your Prime members, buyers. And if you're using your own fulfillment, then make sure that you go in your shipping settings and you set it up correctly, so you can offer free shipping during that season. If you want to create promotion, there's no problem at all. You can use the promotion tab in Seller Central and create your discount and promotions there. I think there might have been a confusion with another policy that has been implemented lately on Amazon regarding the giveaways. So sellers have been giving away actually lots of products to get reviews on our website. So it's more concerning the reviews. So we are not allowing that anymore, so that it's fair to everyone. People that can give away and people that can't give away products are now on the same stage. So that is no longer allowed, but you can definitely ask for verified reviews. So it's basically if someone buys your product, you can contact them and ask them to leave a review for your product. So that's totally allowed. That's highly recommended, because reviews are super important on Amazon, especially when holiday season is coming. People will shop on our website and they will look for a lot of peers review and customer reviews. So make sure that each and every purchase that's made on your products, that you are asking to get reviews. Maybe I can, I don't know if Jean, you want to take some question for Australia Post? I still have few, but we can split.
Celine, yes, thank you.
No worries.
I am ready to take questions. I'm sorry, I'm not receiving.
Hi, Jean. While you're grabbing those questions, I might just jump in here.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
If that's all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one of the questions for WorldFirst is, how do you differ from Payoneer? What is the benefit? So Payoneer is another provider in this space. We actually, to be honest, don't hear a lot about Payoneer. It's possibly because there's no serviced office here in Australia. So we probably find our biggest unique selling point over Payoneer is probably the customer service, the 24-hour access that we offer our clients. So the customer service, we are aware that our rates are better than them as well. And again, we probably come from an FX background or foreign exchange background, so a lot of the times our rates are a lot more tighter, I guess, or closer to what they are in the market. And secondly, you offer those services with the strategies, how to save money, how to maximize your money as well. So hopefully that does answer that question. Please, again, we know there are competitors in the market space, so happy to go into some details with them specifically. So you're more than welcome to email us directly. The other question that I got was, can you advise clients on FX rate movements so we can plan our funds transfer? Absolutely. That is probably one of the biggest points of our service as well. So we set up our service according to how you'd like to be interacted with. We find a lot of the online sellers just like to put up an account and don't really like to speak to us. But there's the option, if you want to have some information around the foreign exchange rates, what date is coming out tomorrow, should you hang on to those funds in your USD or transfer them after that rate announcement or after that interest rate announcement. That is 90% of what our job is. So feel free to have a chat with your account manager, talk about those rates, lock in those rates. And we also offer free services like daily updates as well, which is commentary on what news is coming out, and rate alerts as well that will just ping you through a text message or an email, or we'll actually give you a phone call and telling you what rates have been hit overnight or during that day as well. All right. Jean, I don't know if you managed to get any.
I have two questions. Thank you, Ray. The first is, if I have items manufactured in China and want to ship to Amazon in the US, are you able to assist? Australia Post is able to assist, and subject to Amazon being able to receive that item, particularly at this time of year, but Australia Post is capable and ready to assist. The second question I have is, is Australia Post delivering to the customer or FBA? The answer to that is we deliver both. We will deliver directly to the Amazon Fulfillment Centre for Fulfilled by Amazon, and we will also deliver direct to the consumer in their home through USPS. That is the last question for tonight, I believe, Celine.
So I still have two more, so maybe I can close with the two last questions. So the first one was, so one of you has a US Amazon account and wants to sell in China and Japan. So the question is whether you can link those accounts, so the American account to the Japanese and Chinese account. So the answer is yes and no. So to sell in China and in Japan, you will need to open new accounts. So it's not unified with your US account. So make sure that you open those accounts in those specific countries and check the requirements as well. Basically, the linking those two accounts, you may have to just re-upload the Excel file, the CSV file, your inventory into those new marketplaces. We are working on having just pressing a button and having your listing going from one marketplace to all the other ones. But as for now, yeah, just bear in mind that you'll have to localize your product listing. As you know, your product will have to be in Chinese and will have to be in Japanese. So you will need to kind of work on your listing again. You can definitely use the same pictures, and but make sure all the content is translated. Last question is about how to set up the sponsored product campaign. Kind of some confusion about how that works. So the answer would be definitely go into your advertising tab in Seller Central. That's where you'll be able to access the campaign manager, which is where you will be creating your different campaigns. As I said before, definitely start with an automatic campaign. So on your campaign manager, basically you have to give a title to your campaign. Then you have to select the product that you want to promote. As a first sponsored product campaign, I would advise you to select all your product, and then you can just select the automatic targeting and then press start. So it's pretty straightforward, and then the system will be running the sponsored campaign for you. Of course, you are entering a daily budget and a bidding bidding system as well, so that the system won't go over the daily budget that you have set up. So start with the automatic campaign for about 10 days. Download the report. So once you're in your sponsored product section, you can download the report, and you will see all the keywords that have been used for your campaign. From there, you can select the high performance one, and you can just remove the one that have not been performing well, and you can replace them. In your manual campaign, you can just replace them by either negative keywords, or you can replace them by your own keywords that you will come up with, and then you can monitor the campaign. I would say at least once or twice a week, monitor the campaign to see whether your keywords are working or not. What support can we give to you? you can definitely email us at the globalselling-sea@amazon.com, so we can provide you more links and information on driving traffic to your listings. We'll be happy to help you with that. I think that's it for me. Is it the same for you guys?
It is. Thank you, Celine.
Okay, thank you so much for all of you.
I've just got what? Oh, sorry, I just had one more question come through just at the last minute. Someone just asked if we do offer debit card facilities for purchases in the US. So currently at this stage the answer is no. We don't offer a debit or credit card facilities attached to those bank accounts. Yeah, I guess watch this space for any further news on that. But thanks very much for the questions.
Yes, and just one last comment, which is if you have any questions about setting up an account or would like to be taken through step by step, please contact us at shipamazon@auspost.com.au, and if you, after this webinar, we'll be sending out some materials, additional support materials, and you'll find that email. Indeed, thank you. You'll see the email address in front of you and on the support materials.
Yeah, thanks for the reminder. So yes, in front of you, you have the contact us slide. So now you have our 3 direct email address. So feel free to reach out directly to us.